Roll call, trustee Fluger,
Present.
trustee Hummel.
Present.
Okay, President Mansel's here, Diane, our treasurer's here, and myself. Motion to approve the agenda and approve the,
Ben is on.
oh, and Ben
No.
also is with us
No,
today.
that's just me.
That's you?
That's me on the computer. That's all.
Okay,
I'm
Ben was
just-
gonna see if he could go, but he's.
Yeah,
not here.
yeah.
Okay.
My mistake.
And yeah, there's just there's no video because this isn't working and I'm not having it face at me.
Something too.
No worries.
So this-
Approve the agenda and approve the previous meetings from July 7, 2025. I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Second by Luger. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody nay? Hearing none, that passes. Public comments on the agenda. I don't see anybody in the audience.
Nope.
Nobody's on here. So none. Chairman comments. I have nothing at this time. Number 7, a discussion and a motion to approve the monthly bills, journal entries, and previous monthly and financial reports. I'll make that motion.
I'll second again.
Motion by myself, second by Fluger. Any discussion? Everybody had a chance to read over what Diane had sent over? No questions? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Hearing none, that motion passes. Discussion on the website quotes from the Municipal Impact Town and Web and Tyler County. Mr. Martinson had sent out an email to everyone. Anybody that did not get a chance to read the email? Okay, there was 3 different quotes, 3 different price points there. You know, I don't know a lot of difference about it. It's a lot of difference in price. And so for me to make, I guess I would like to hear from the committee, but you know, to me, I don't use the website that much. And I see a surrounding community that had spent quite a bit on their website. And they actually had something on Facebook, which I know, Eric, you're not a big fan of Facebook, but a lot of information does go through Facebook. And I guess the comment that I want to say is that after their mayor has said this about spending 30+ grand on a website, there was a lot of comments, and the comments weren't good. A lot of the comments were, why are you spending so much on this when our roads are not very well maintained, when we need this, when we need this, when we need that. I don't want to get into what other communities are doing and what they do financially. I was taken back by all the comments that people were putting, the negative comments. And I know that we talked about our website being interactive with people, and I don't mind that. I like to have a website where people can communicate, but when we start communicating through emails and websites and not face to face, people have a tendency to have a lot more courage when they're not face to face with you. They can type something down and send it email or even text. You know, I know kids do this a lot. You know, they'll send a text back and forth, but boy, if they came up to me or you, they won't say that. And that's one of the negative parts of the communication, I think, with some of the websites that we can communicate with. I don't know a lot about all these different websites, and so I don't know. I guess I'd like to have more input from users of the website or who's going to be using the website on our end, and ultimately the goals that we want the website to be able to push out to the community. And I do want community involvement. I would like to have people come to the meetings and ask questions or call. How to do that and stay financially responsible, I don't know. So I guess I'm open for suggestions and other comments.
Go ahead.
Trustee Kluger?
So what is our drop dead date on this? I know that the state of Wisconsin is no longer
The
supporting
end of the year.
at the end of the year. Okay. I didn't know if we were forced into an unnatural timeline where we had to make, obviously, we have to make decisions for budgetary purposes for next year.
Mhm.
So that's kind of where we're at. And if we really make a determination sometime October,
It's earlier, the
that
better.
seems to be, obviously earlier the better because of the mitigate or the
Yeah.
migration of the data and everything on the
Right.
website. It's gonna take some time, but I just want to make sure we weren't at the point where we had to make a determination today.
No, I think we're gonna discuss it and then hopefully, have more I think we have a lot of information.
Yeah,
The thing is, what do we want? I'll just, if it was up to me, okay, and not a user of the website, just my personal thing would be, I'd be down and dirty and go with the lowest plan. And if it works and communicates and it works with the employees and what we can put on there, that's what I feel. But I don't know enough about what the things can push out. And I'm not technical, okay? When it comes to things, I'm still writing out checks and, so I'm kind of a dinosaur at this and I'm not, unfortunately, it's not my field of expertise. But that's why if I'm saying financially and if I'm saying I want it to be for the taxpayers, I'm gonna say I want a website that communicates, people can go in, find what they want, permits that they want, if they want to print them off online. Information on meetings coming up, so they can get that information. That's my own personal thing, because that's me. That's not saying, I'm not gonna speak for all the other residents that wanna use this website or anybody else that's using it. But that's me because that's my use of the website. Very minimal. I don't use it quite a bit. Not that other people don't want to and that it might be a good communicating tool. But I'm just thinking, if I'm gonna be voting, I'm thinking about the other residents. And I'm thinking I'm gonna go with the cheap plan if it does what we want it to do. Not saying that the cheap plan's always the best plan. It's kind of like when you shop for cars
Mhm.
and sometimes you want bells and whistles and sometimes you don't. So I don't know if we should, I know Eric, you have more expertise with this. I know trustee Saylor does. I think Mr. Markson reached out to trustee Saylor because of his technical background, but unable to help us with this situation. I don't know, with time constraints or the situation. Right now, I think Kim and Diane are probably using the website. Am I misspoken? Or I think maybe just Kim is using,
It's the agenda of the meeting.
Kim does.
Kim does.
And that was my conversation that I had, is I would like to have the power user have their input into this.
Mhm.
And you said that's basically Kim. She does 95% plus of the data entry and the changes to the website. Like, I don't want to tell Eric, like, hey, you're gonna get this very nice Buick, when Eric really doesn't like Buicks and really doesn't want Buicks. So that's my thing, is I would like to have Kim have at least a little bit of input into this and say, we're leaning this direction. Can you take a look at this on the back end and make sure that it's gonna do all the things that you need to do? And I think we can tailor most of these, just looking at what I'm looking at, we can make them look however we want. There seems to be a reasonable amount of flexibility.
It's not true.
What's that?
Can't make them all look the same.
No, we can't make them look the same, but we can make them look like how we want.
Uh, There are some real restrictions in some.
Mhm. But as far as, and there were a couple of them, so Tyler seems to be very initial setup, annual fee, everything is built into that, and Municipal Web, I think, was the one that had a whole lot more bells and whistles. Municipal, no, Tyler Web,
Town web,
Town Web was the one that had a whole lot more bells and whistles.
optional.
Municipal Impact
Yep.
seemed like it had a little more. Did anyone else have a chance to take a look at some of the other sites?
I looked at all of them.
Okay,
So let me share two things. I'm gonna share about the three proposals and also about the user internally. Actually, the Tyler proposal had the least number of options. And frankly, is as costly, if not more costly than at least one of the two other ones. Okay, so that doesn't make sense to me.
okay.
Plus it's built in, year two, whatever the cost is, the first year, it's at least 3% more. Okay? I don't know where we got, I don't know why. Who did you say Wisconsin Rapids spending $30,000 on it? I
Mhm.
don't know why they're doing that. None of these are over $3,500.
And that's initial, because there's a setup, an initial cost, and most of them maintenance wise are between, what, 600 and 1,500, I think was the top end
Yeah,
for
I
annual.
don't think we're gonna be spending $30,000.
1,045 for municipal and 1,500 for Tyler.
Correct.
So, that's interesting to me. And by the way, Tyler, that we asked for list. There are no villages or cities or municipalities on that list. They're all governmental pieces there. I didn't see one out of the 2 dozen or so that he listed were from town or village. So, and just in terms of understanding what a municipality or whatever is different from
Mhm.
the governor's office, I don't know what expertise they have, plus they're the most expensive ones. The other two, there are many things with town web. Most of those we don't need.
Mhm.
What we need is an original setup, and hosting capability, and that's about it. Uh, do we need the semi customization? We don't, for two reasons. One, because we have somebody in the village who has been using Town Web for 4 years and would be more than willing to help any design kinds of things or a transfer of things into a Town Web model for no charge. So that goes away.
That's you.
No, that would be Larry Eisenfried, who does the
District.
Lake District
Mhm.
one for us, and he has learned the ins and outs and the capability, and we don't buy a bunch of those. It's cool, but they did it, I like how they did it from a menu standpoint, because I don't have to buy stuff I don't need or don't want. The municipal impact, one is, slightly lower on the initial fee. Actually, it's about, $1,000 cheaper on the initial fee, but it's very similar in terms of the, maintenance fee every year. So, my position is, I personally would take Tyler out of the running because it's the most expensive, the least option. The other two have on the push notification capability, both of those do. If you look at their websites that they gave, to me, the municipal impact, and this may be okay. We might want that. It is more limited in terms of the variability that shows up in the three examples they give, but that might be okay. So to me, I would be focusing on Town Web or municipal impact for those reasons. In terms of the user, all due respect to Kim, how many other web experiences has she had other than the one she has right now? And the reason I'm asking that is, of course, if you've only had one, you're gonna say, I want something as similar as possible because the other stuff might be confusing. So I, great to ask, but I don't know how much I just don't know how much we ought to count on that, because I don't know Kim's experience with web use. So great to ask, but I will predict she would say, well, I'm really used to this one and I like one that's as similar as possible. That's my belief of what here. So, is that enough? I should be quiet at this point, right, Ron?
No, I mean, I don't have a problem with, I mean, it's about a $500 difference. I just don't know any of, I'm just not knowledgeable on this, and so,
Would Town Web be 1220 a year? Cause you have to get the website hosting and maintenance and the unlimited tech support you
Yeah,
bought,
so
and
it's
then the
$600.
$20 domain.
Yeah, then you have to add
You
that.
don't have to get the
1220.
unlimited tech support. That's just what I was saying.
I think we're gonna want the text for it.
Um,
But again, if.
Not
if-
unlimited,
Yeah.
you don't need the unlimited tech support. We're not that,
I don't think we're that
Complicated.
big, yeah.
you know, there's a minimal amount of tech support that they provide. I'm telling you, Larry, ICC can give you the other tech support that you need, so that's positive.
A couple
Betsy?
things, because it doesn't say opt in front of
Right. Doesn't say opt.
website hosting and unlimited, so I feel like
That's a required.
that's a
Mhm.
required, because it doesn't say opt in front.
You mean that $600?
It's $600 website hosting maintenance and unlimited tech support. So I
Okay,
think
great.
those, I think those just go hand in hand. But what I will say is I did look at the different, websites. And I'm familiar with lake districts, like, right, just perusing around. I think Grand Rapids has got Town Web and Beer and Do. I mean, on this side of the screen, it was very user friendly. Like you could figure out what was doing. You could have the ticker or the banner or whatever they call it, for like the new stuff that's coming out. On this side, it was very user friendly, and I did like it was very clean. It was pretty that way. The ones that I looked through impact or yeah, municipal impact. I mean, again, I didn't have any huge user clunkiness on the other side either. I do, the thing that I have a question on for the municipal impact is tier 2 setup fee 25 does not include existing website content transfer or custom domain. So I know with Town Web, they transfer everything over. So I mean, I think that would be a huge burden off of whoever needs to do it because you're not building it from scratch, essentially. In getting all of like, I can't imagine going through all of the ordinances and having to re-upload just all of the ordinances. So I think this is just my opinion. I know it might be a little bit more costly on the Town Web thing, but I think it takes that transfer of information is almost probably worth that extra little bit just because, I mean, like I said, I wouldn't want to be the one uploading all the things over and over again. But that's me.
Yeah, I guess, and this is just a thought, and I guess, and I don't know what you think of this, is maybe we could. I agree it's between one or the other.
Mhm.
The other one, I think it's way too costly. But I guess what I'd like to do is maybe set up just a small committee, maybe trustee Fluger, yourself, Mr. Martinson, and ultimately who's going to be putting this information into the new website. Get together prior to our next meeting and come back with a recommendation of which one you would like to make a motion to take to the board with. And it would either be in the September meeting. I think we want to do it in the September meeting because we're gonna have budget things coming up here quick. Does that sound like it'd be, and Eric, I would put you on there, but the only thing is you're with the Lake Association, so I don't know, I don't want it to be like, oh, I'd like to just have it, the committee that doesn't know anything about either one of the websites.
She's on the Lake District Board.
Oh, you are too?
Mhm.
Okay, well, I'm sorry, well, we could set somebody else too.
And I guess it doesn't,
And it doesn't, I guess it doesn't really matter,
Well,
but
I'm fine with that. What I'd recommend is, if you want to have Larry come in and explain kind of what he went through with one of them. And then we can ask the other one, well, what's it like? I mean, what's the transfer like? What's the hosting like?
yeah, because it seems like they don't transfer anything. And I think that's a huge,
That's
Yeah.
a lot of sense.
that's a
When-
lot of weight.
But I'm not trying to sell Town Web.
No,
okay.
I'm just saying either one of those, I just don't think Tyler's gonna.
Tyler's out, in my
expense.
opinion.
And I agree 100%. I guess I don't know which one is the other between these two.
Yeah.
I don't know which one's
The
the
bells
way to
and
go.
whistles, we don't need emails, we don't need, white glove kind of
Yeah,
stuff. We
no.
don't need all those things.
Okay.
I think we need to make sure and contact our IT provider to make sure that they will all integrate with this website here. Because obviously they don't have anything to do with the website development, but they've got all of these, the domain hosting and the web addresses and everything. We need to make sure that whatever design we pick is gonna work with what we
Sure.
currently have right now with Office 365, with the email addresses,
Yeah.
with whatever integration.
Would you be up to you
I
and
can walk across the hall.
well, I mean, maybe you and Ben could get together and talk about all this stuff at our next meeting, come back with one that we can recommend.
Yeah, and again, I don't want to keep saying like, I want Kim to be involved in this, but as one person that's been on the other side of it, not all admin portals are as easy as the other one is. So I'd like to see, Larry's perspective, like what does Town Web's back end look like?
Okay,
And I want to
And
see
maybe
what
he
municipal
can-
impacts back end looks like.
Have
because
both Kim and Larry talk to you.
Yep.
Yeah.
would you be up to doing that, Nick?
Yeah, that's fine.
Contacting them too, and then with Ben, and then come back with a decision for our next meeting.
Yeah, that's fine. I
think that would probably be a fair, and you know more about this stuff too. Like I said, I'm completely, if you guys are talking to me, I'm just like, let me try to find the computer and turn it on. So,
So let's look. So it's going to be positives, negative, municipal impact, way more work for Kim and Ben and our people on the front end for setup.
Yep.
It's gonna be about $200 a year cheaper because when you look at Town Web, it's the hosting and maintenance, the tech support, and the domain name management is what we're gonna need. So it's gonna be $12.20.
Mhm.
So $12.20 versus $10.45 moving forward, but how much? And it's $1,200 setup for Town Web to start. $550 for, whatever services municipal impact is providing.
Say that, 550?
$549. Municipal setup fee.
You,
Well, I'd already moved
You had
it up.
reversed. So
Yeah.
it's $549 for the setup and then it's $10.45 for maintenance.
annual website subscription includes hosting, the other doesn't include hosting, so you gotta have hosting.
Correct. So hosting and maintenance is included here. So it's 600 plus 600 plus 20 for that one. And then all the rest of the stuff we don't need. The website will be $1,200. So it'll be 2420 the first year. And then 1220 moving forward with Town Web.
Upgrade to 1 month fee, $95. Mine at $95. No, I just don't think there's a huge difference. And look,
No, it's not much different,
it's a rounding error difference.
essentially.
So either one of them,
okay, I mean, but why don't, Nick, you could do the pros and cons and do some of the work on there if it's compatible with our IT people. And
And you could send me Larry's contact info.
just, and I see Larry tomorrow, and after the meeting, I'll just tell him, that you want to hook up with him and get information about that. I will say this, I think it's great to ask, but, you won't need to change emails. I just know you won't.
Oh,
And there was a bunch, and I think
there's a lot of info in there too.
there was a lot of stuff in there that was email integration and custom email addresses and stuff like that. I'm like, we already have that. We already have that through our IT right now.
I think you better ask for both, right? And, because, we don't know either one of those two
No,
have built, so.
correct. No, I'm gonna
Yeah.
ask about those two, and I'm going to give this to, our IT people at the county. And say, we just want to make sure that both of these are going to be compatible with whatever we have built right now, that our email addresses are gonna be fine. That everything is gonna be
Yeah.
integrated
Great,
appropriately.
that's a great.
okay, and then we'll bring it back and we can, at that time,
from there.
pros and cons, pick one,
Yeah.
pick the motion to the board.
Yeah, I think it's nice eliminating one. Because then you can
Actually, I think
look
that's
at two.
progress.
Yeah, right.
Is to realize we're down to two now.
Right.
And now we can do a face-to-face.
The good news is I don't think we're spending $30,000 on a new
Yeah.
website.
No.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's not $65 a month, but it's
Right.
not horrible.
right.
Okay, thanks, Nick, and then we'll look for that to the next meeting. Number 9, update, on the school payment and resource officer and crossing guard services. I know I talked to Mr. Martinson and the agreement, I guess last year, with the old chief going in, all the new one coming in, there was some confusion on how we were charging the school and what times that we were there and what times they expected us there. And so they did some clarifications there on how we can. I'm not sure if the school didn't understand or we weren't quite billing.
No, I think it was just, it wasn't written down in black and white and these are the expectations and it was just kind of fluid more, where here's the expectations, here's the dollar amount. That way on both sides, we the village and the school can plan accordingly for budgetary purposes. So I think it was just getting it written down instead of just kind of verbal understandings. I think that was kind of, and just spelling it out.
So I see that this is an agreement between us and the school for payment services, and
Mhm.
I'm fine with that, and I think that
Mhm.
we actually need that,
Mm-hmm.
so. We know, and you know, it's up to protective services and their committee and the chief of police to,
It came through public safety already.
it did
Yep.
already.
Yep.
So I'm fine with that,
I do have a question.
sure.
What if, there's a need on a certain day or certain days for more than 1 hour service per day? What
It's-
happens then?
It's flexible. It's averaged out over a period of time. Usually it's like an expected 1 hour minimum. There are some days they're gonna be 2, there are some days they're gonna be 3. It's about 5 hours a week. So there's some flexibility within there based on needs.
And the other thing is, a lot of times they're more than 1 hour a day, but then that goes into their normal policing. However, the school zone, it's labeled different. So,
So that's not the maximum they'll pay is for one.
No, this is
This
the
is-
maximum they'll pay.
This is what
This is
the
what they
expectation
will
is.
pay.
Yep.
So what does that
If
come
they-
out to a
If they
year?
do more than 1 or 2 or 3 or whatever it is, it just goes back into the normal public safety budget.
So what is that they'll pay a year, 51 or 37 per day times 174? What
wish
did
we had
that come out to be? I don't have my little calculator.
Hold on, please hold.
Sorry.
51, 34. Oh my God, 5 times how many days? Sorry.
174. And divided by 2.
So about $1,900 for the first semester and then the $1,900 for the second.
It's like 30.
Hmm. Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
That's pretty inexpensive. I think it used to be even more than that. It used to be that we provided them 1 day a week, 1 8-hour day in the past when I was with the police department. And I know there's new administration, but we had budgeted, I believe, school budgeted $10,000 a year to have.
That's correct, and that's what we, a couple of years ago, were working with, wasn't it?
Yeah, so we're
Mhm.
down from 10,000 to 30.
Well, I'm coming up with
Oh, eight.
893316.
What did I do
There were
wrong?
two separate times. It
Oh,
would be like 4,000 something. That's what you guys were.
Okay, so it's kind of,
Okay.
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, yeah, 893316.
Yeah.
Oh,
I must have missed something.
Okay,
okay.
yeah, so it's 4460, yeah, 45.
Oh my God, right.
But that gives us more of a accurate budget
Sorry.
number than for,
Math is not my strong suit, guys, even with a calculator.
okay, fine with that. And the crossings are,
Still a deal.
Yeah,
It is.
essentially what it was before was.
yes, you're correct.
It was a flat rate with a minimum expectation.
Hmm.
And at least at this point, then they can take this back to school board and say, like, here's exactly the amount that's being charged. And this is the SRO's salary plus fringe. It's an actual amount,
Hmm.
not some sort of nebulous number of, we're gonna provide $10,000 worth of services with no real way of tracking how much that
Well,
is.
and I think also to keep in mind is the SRO type portion that's walking around, having good relationship with the kids and all that. Now, if they're called there, that's more of a, like a call, not a part of the SRO. I'm sure that they can probably handle some things while they're sitting there. But SRO should be looked at differently than being called there because something is going on or something is happening.
That's still,
So this has to be approved by the board.
I think with this discussion, it really doesn't have to be
Yeah.
just an update because it's already been,
It's already budgeted in the police budget. Correct?
Yeah.
It's already like
I'm
an
just
expected,
going
yeah.
after it saying, I just opposed to the limit of getting charged at the average equivalent of 1 hour a day, because there might be more. But only one person, and so.
well, you know, and I think that the school district, and I mean, we have a strong working relationship with the school
Yeah,
district.
the
So I
school
don't,
district had a huge referendum on,
yes,
with a lot of taxpayer dollars in it. And,
yeah, I agree. I'm just saying that they're getting a heck of a deal too.
they are.
Nakusa, their school
Mhm.
district pays for,
They pay a lot, but
in the school
they're there all the time.
all the time.
Yep. And we tried that route and we figured out we didn't have enough money, enough personnel, blah, blah, blah. So then
Right.
this is kind of that,
Kind of
that
the
back
opposite.
of, I mean, and I think if if there gets to be in a more documented way of like, we really need somebody there more than an hour, I mean, we can just come back to the drawing board and be like, okay, we're gonna have to try something else,
And
right?
I think maybe we could take that to the
Yeah.
public, safety to see
Yeah.
how many hours are we really spending there?
Yeah.
I'd like to see us, do that for the first half of the year and then assess, our time investment and see if there needs to be renegotiated.
Well, again, like, it just, people need to make sure that they're understanding the SRO is a lot different than, hey, there's a fight, we need somebody over here. Now, that's
important to know.
that's billing differently, like, right, that's a call, that's a service, that's different than this
Yeah.
is trying to be proactive in relationship building more.
Okay,
Where did I put my?
and I think that's something that the safety committee and not ours, just other than what are we spending
Mhm.
actual over there.
Mhm.
10 is discussion on the 2026 budget process. We have a paper in front of us, so September 15th. Provide budget worksheets to the department heads for a draft the week of September 29th. Meet with the department heads, go forth with the quarterly projects and budget worksheet, October 6th. Enter budget into spreadsheet. Committee of the whole will meet. I'm sure that Ben's talked to you about that,
Yep.
about, so that would be our first time to see the numbers. November meeting, committees will review, budget process proposals. The 5th of November, the committee of the whole will review the budget process. The 12th of November, regular board meeting. And November 18th, a public hearing, sent to the newspaper. And December 3rd, a public hearing and board meeting to approve the budget. The year will be gone already.
Yeah,
And that fits your timeline, Diane, with all that you and Ben talked about that?
Yep.
So it gives us a little bit more input. We have this out in front of us, so trustees and board members can be, available to see what's going on.
Yep.
And
and I appreciate Ben doing that again, just so that it's, okay, this is when we really kind of need to hone in on, this is the budget stuff. Make sure that you're setting aside extra time for your week to, because there's gonna be more material coming out. So, and making sure that you're looking over those things too. And again, it's important for all of us to be there so that we can hear, especially if our department heads are there, we can hear what they're saying and what they're asking for from them, and ask questions from them.
What is the time of the October 6th meeting?
I have not scheduled, like, put it on a time, I guess. What works? Do you have a conflict?
No, I'm just asking, is
Oh.
it after work hours or?
Yeah, it'd be after.
Okay,
So I would assume probably 5, 6 o'clock somewhere. in there.
okay, that's fine. I'll do it. To be determined.
Yep, I kind of wanted to have you guys see this first, and then when it comes to these committee of the whole ones, I'll kind of sit down and figure out a time, and maybe I'll even send out an email now that it's kind of out. Or even at the board meeting and say, hey, if there's a certain time that works better on any of these days,
Great.
or a time that doesn't work, let me
Yeah,
know.
that sounds good. And what is what's the October 6th? What actually are we doing at that meeting? Reviewing what's been
So
directed
Ben's-
so far?
Yep, so Ben and the department heads are gonna kind of work through what their expected 2026 budget is, or what they need. And then that's when we're gonna really look at it for the first time and be like, okay, this
So
is,
there's no motion.
no,
And this is a discussion.
it's a discussion, and then hopefully the department heads can be there so that if we can first start those questions. But really looking at, and again, some of these things might change towards the end when we get the actual hard numbers in of separate things. That's happened before too, right towards the end. It's like, oh, we
right,
had this amount and we were expecting this amount. Well, now we're gonna have to,
Sure.
yeah, and Diane knows that too. I mean,
Yeah.
we really don't know anything until.
right, and that's why
to
we
the end of
can
the year.
we can project as close as we can, but we still might be throwing another meeting in there and be like, hey, we got to change some things. So
What, could there be a discussion about other line items in addition to what the department heads are drafting?
I guess, what is your, like, where do
Well, there are other costs that. I think of an example, wastewater facility and so forth, will that?
that's all in there.
Separate budget.
It's a separate budget though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I mean.
Oh,
We'll be able
yes.
to look at that stuff too.
I'm assuming so. I'll clarify with Ben, but
Okay.
yep.
Good, thanks.
Mhm.
Old business, anybody having any old business?
Mm-mm.
Anybody? No? Um. Discussion and new business. Um,
I know that this might be a public word. This could be correspondence received too. So I mean, I'm kind of in between. More, I've gotten more emails and phone calls about Range Line Road behind the airport. It's, people are saying it's awful to drive on and like, we know this, right? I think we have to start thinking about what are we gonna do? I know Ben and the guys go patch it up as best as they can. I mean, I think it'd be a huge cost to us. I think that's why we haven't been doing it, because obviously if there's streets down here in the village that need more attention, we're gonna fix these ones first. But I think just for awareness, we've had more complaints, not necessarily from Port Edwards residents, but we've been getting more complaints. So just, we might have
Part
to,
of the public works and,
Yep.
we brought that up and
I've gotten
we
a
were
couple
gonna
more.
do that road there. The county was actually gonna give us quote a deal, but the deal wasn't really, I mean, it was still.
There's still a lot of money.
And we had talked about closing that road completely and we had talked to our attorneys and they said you can close the road. We had opposition from some people that own land on one side of the road that
Mhm.
don't want the road closed and came into the meeting and were pretty vocal about not closing the road. At the last meeting, again, that was
Mhm.
brought up about some complaints and you must have got some.
I got some more, so that's
Okay,
why I'm
sorry.
just,
And our chair did too, and they weren't local people. One of my suggestions, and it really wasn't taken too much at the meeting, was put up a sign, local traffic only. And they said, well, that doesn't do anything. Well, it tells people it's local traffic, so don't expect the road to be a highway, and that speed limit, I believe, is either 35 or 25. I haven't been down there for quite a few years, but it was 35 at one time, so
Mhm.
people, if you're gonna, the other thing is, and go up the hill and take Sampson.
Mhm.
I mean, it's not a speedway there for people to go through or anything like that. We had a lot of deaths on that road. I've been to a lot of fatalities on that road.
Just that intersection with Griffith is
Mhm.
rough.
So,
Yeah.
and I know the county changed that, the intersection there, but again, I don't know. I mean, it's costly to the village and if the board decides as a whole, they want to throw that kind of money over there, that would be, I don't know how we would do it, but, it would be draining quite a few projects
From over here and where
anywhere.
we are, right?
So I guess it's something for discussion. We noted
It
it,
just, yeah.
but that was, and I guess we can look at that, but,
I do sometimes go on with this biking club.
yeah.
We go out around, over by the way, the bike trail,
Mhm.
thumbs up, everybody says. But you get outside of, Grand Rapids, there are a lot of gravel roads there. So
Mhm.
maybe just gravel instead of pavement.
Option.
It's cheaper and it's,
Cheaper and you don't have to do
Yeah.
much of anything with it, so.
yeah. So
That's
there's,
an option.
Yeah, another option.
yeah. So just for this committee's sake, I mean, obviously, I think there's a email chain going around like, hey, everybody contact Port Edwards people, because they're not Port Edwards residents.
That's been as someone started, yeah, someone did.
See, my
So
suspicions were
We
right.
got calls at the office too.
Okay,
so,
my
yeah.
suspicions were right.
And plus, probably if people would choose to, an alternative.
Well, if their cars are
More
gonna,
than a sign, probably.
How many
Yeah.
properties are on there that we're talking about? Because gravel roads tend to be kind of on the dusty side, so.
there's no homes.
There's
on
no
there.
homes
It's
on there.
all Pavlovskis have property.
Yep, there's property over there, but that's it. With,
And I don't
with
even know-
no,
So they sell it as
Definitely
land,
do it.
and they
Yeah.
can pay for
well,
it?
with no, right, with no, there's no progress to even like put those up for sale and develop those lots yet, as far as I know. So I mean,
So
that-
there's no homes that are gonna be directly impacted. There's no
Correct.
reason that you can't choose an alternate route.
I've said that and I got my head chewed off yesterday. So,
I mean, it's a 3-minute longer drive, I get that.
so leave your house 3 minutes earlier.
But for budgeted reasons, I just can't see us.
I can't
coming up
either.
For that, maybe the gravel.
But I just wanted
uh,
to bring it to your attention.
Okay, correspondence received. Well, I guess
Mhm.
that brings that to correspondence
Mhm.
received.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll just have, we've continued to do that. I will actually, I try to go with Ben once a year and drive around and being on Public Works, and I'll set up a time, not next week, but the week after, and go around, and maybe I'll even take some photos or just go around and see what we got. And I think it's a good idea for any trustee, if you have the time. I know Ben would, if he has the time too, is just go around, and there's places in the
Mhm.
village all over that people, we are all on our own route.
Yep.
And we see what we see, but it's sometimes nice to see what else is going on in the village, and Ben has been gracious enough to take me in about half an hour, and
I'll renew and offer, when you talk about what's going on, I really encourage some board members to go and, do a boat ride around, properties that the village is responsible for on Nico Lake, and just to see what's going on there.
Yeah.
Um,
Now the baseball's done, I might hit you up on that offer.
yeah. I've been known to provide beverages.
Oh.
And,
Sold.
and light treats, so, you know.
okay. Yeah, definitely.
Got it.
I think good idea. I mean, we have to keep an eye on what's going on throughout the whole community, so.
Mhm.
By the way, I didn't take the opportunity to get to you, but, before you talked to the police chief, but I've been very impressed with his, appearance in Nepco Lake, and he knows a lot of residents already,
Mhm.
and, they have nothing to say but good things about him.
Good. Yeah, we had a chance to talk with him, and I think things are going well, so
Yeah.
Mhm.
thank you. Agenda items for next meeting will be the website.
Site.
So we'll have information from Trustee Fluger on that. Anything else that,
That I can think of right now.
okay. With nothing else, I will adjourn the meeting at 5:15. With no objections, or does anybody have anything else that they would like to share? Diane? No,
Nope, adjourned?
Thank you.
adjourn.
Adjourn.
Nick, I will talk to